Well, here we are. And perhaps the most humiliating thing that I have seen in these games. This has made me really mad. Speaking of being really mad,
you know the drill. I'm We Squared.
I'm the Opinionator. We're Bittersweet Gamers. We're going to jump right in. But for God's sake, yes, we're aware that the murder occurred before this, but he freaking got eaten. Eaten. Whoever it was that put him there, we will have words.
And they will be unkind, to say the least.
Perhaps that's the person who killed him. Perhaps it's chapter 2 of Danganronpa 1.
And someone messed with the crime scene just to F with everyone.
Like Byakuya, in fact, did move stuff around, but he had nothing to do with the crime. It could have been that. In which case, the revulsion will go to the person who made him get eaten.
Now don't get us wrong. We're not going to be too fond of the murderer either, but...
the apocalyptic death hate will come from the person who was like, herp-de-derp, derp, derp, let's eat people. So, speaking of eating people...
We already did that joke, Damon.
Anyway, we were right in the middle of a scene, but it just was going for a long time. Presumably, we're about to get the...
investigation start.
Well, and the Monokuma file, so we know what was actually happening, because there's no way we can say anything about this.
Until we find out when he died.
And where, but the pad won't tell us that.
Yeah, that's correct.
We have no choice but to find the culprit who killed Ryoma. This investigation is to save all of our lives, because we're risking our lives in the class trial.
Shuichi!
Why haven't we looked at the Monokuma file yet?
Because Kaito has something to say. Hey, Shuichi, you got a sec?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I mean...
Before we start the investigation, there's something I gotta tell you.
All right!
You're my sidekick from now on!
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Oh.
Your sidekick? Kobu ni natta.
You know...
I'm more of a scientist kind of guy, so I'm...
Bizarrely he is!
So I'm not really cut out for investigations.
But that's a good quality to have for an investigation? How are you so smart and yet so dumb?
I'm talented!
Listen up.
Plus, the only stage fit for Kaito Momota, luminary of the stars, is the universe itself! So I'll leave the details to you. Pave the path for my success.
Uh-huh.
But
I don't really know what you want me to do as your sidekick.
Well, it's very easy. You do all the work, I'll claim all the credit.
You understand the last person that Shuichi was a sidekick of.
Uh-huh.
You understand what happened to that person?
Uh-huh.
Kind of worried about this.
Especially with what Shuichi said after that scene with Kaito about trust betrayals.
And I mean, what happened in chapter 2 of Danganronpa 1?
The manly big brother type character was the one who did the killing.
Who abused trust to do the killing. So if we have a case of the Byakuya, say Kokichi, during that time when he was gone for so long, is the one who messed with the crime scene, where the crime was done by the manly big brother. I mean, it could happen that way.
Yeah.
It's factually funny saying that Mondo was a big brother when actually he was a little brother, but we all understand what I mean.
don't worry about it.
I'll make all the tough calls. You just gotta do what I say. Simple, right?
He just likes to make decisions on his own and boss people around. That's really it.
I mean...
So?
Leave it to me.
I'll take full responsibility. Since you're my sidekick, there's nothing to worry about.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Got it.
All right, let's get started. First, we gotta check the Monokuma file.
Okay.
Yeah. Good thing you told me to do that.
Yeah, I'm feeling you, Shuichi. I'm also kind of off-put by this.
And this is even more off-putting. I don't want to suspect him, but If it turns out that it was Kaito, we have no idea. We haven't even seen the file. And the nature of this particular crime is one that we can't look at it and identify what happened.
Exactly.
I was actually thinking about it. It was like that in Chapter 2 in the other two games, too.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily saying they're connected. I'm just saying that we were unable to look at it and identify exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because there's been quite a few times that we really have done that.
Yeah, like with with Nekomaru's Chapter 4 of 2, we just looked at it and just went like, beep, 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 beep. Okay, this is what happened.
No idea who did it, we said, but this is how it occurred. Kaito making me his sidekick like this. Could it be that he's trying to lead me away from a trail? I'm scared. I try hard not to be, but I'm scared. I can't stop thinking about the pain and the sadness that comes if I reveal the truth. That's what I'm afraid of. Is he trying to help me?
I'd like to hope so.
It would be nice if that were the case.
It's also possible that the game is deliberately phrasing it all like this to make us think that, just to fake us out.
Yeah, and that'd be good. I would be quite happy with that.
I do appreciate how this game keeps faking us out.
Hey!
Hey, what's the matter? Let's check the Monokuma file already.
Okay.
Right. At Kaito's behest, I guess. I looked over the Monokuma file, something I never would have done if he hadn't have asked me to do it. The victim is Ryoma Hoshi, the ultimate tennis pro. The body was discovered in the gym. The cause of death was drowning.
Which doesn't mean it happened in the gym. The pool is right next door.
His body was consumed by piranhas until only bones remained. No other injuries can be confirmed at this time.
He's got a crack in his skull, though.
Yeah, surely that's not just an art joke thing.
No. In fact, they specifically pointed this sort of thing out in the file.
Huh?
No other injuries can be confirmed at this time. Like, the fact that they pointed that out in the Monokuma file, don't you think that kind of is trying to hint that there is something else going on?
No, it looks to me that it's the opposite.
Oh, maybe I misinterpreted the situation.
Are they going to have to push? Normally you don't have to push Monokuma about details like this.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe you do, and if so, we'll find out. But now we know the cause of death was drowning.
Come on, man.
What? There's less written here than before. I've got a bad feeling about this.
The time of death isn't written here. That part is really important. We noticed a crack in the skull. Okay, and yeah, I know that it was no other injuries can be confirmed at this time. I don't think that's like baiting anything out. I guess we are gonna have to fight about this with Monokuma.
Remember,
the previous Monokuma file indicated Rantaro's time of death, correct?
The victim is Rantaro Amami. It doesn't say what his ultimate talent is. The victim's body was discovered in the library. The estimated time of death is 9:10 p.m. The victim was subjected to blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, resulting in cranial fractures and immediate death. No other injuries were detected.
But
the Monokuma file this time doesn't indicate a time of death.
what?
Did Monokuma mess up?
Mess up, I don't think is right.
No.
This was intentional. Monokuma told us that he wouldn't give us any information that would reveal the culprit. This is why we had kept this, we hadn't even considered anything.
Yeah.
Because we were waiting on the Monokuma file to give us the time of death. Because we needed to know if it happened, say, last night during the insect meet and greet.
But
thinking about it that way, it implies that the information would be obviously damning evidence for the culprit.
Ah.
So that means the key to this case is the time of death.
One of them, yes.
Well done.
Ha! There you go! I knew I picked a good sidekick.
There's one more thing in the Monokuma file that catches my eye. Milma's cause of death. It says drowning, but if that's the case, we might be able to unravel the case from there.
All right.
Now that we're done with the Monokuma file, we can get started on the investigation. My first command to my new sidekick is...
Command?
investigate everywhere and find clues that will lead us to the culprit. I had to tell you that.
I never would have thought of it without you, boss. He's pretty commanding, as I expected. So I guess we can't look at that curtain. You know, it's possible that the body could have been yeeted through the window into the tank. I don't think that makes sense, and Kirumi was here for like a large amount of the time.
Yeah.
And we know that if he was drowned in the gym, it couldn't be during nighttime because touching the water.
That's true. Yeah.
In the pool.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been drowned in the gym at nighttime either.
Because the gym's also off limits.
However,
I never would have imagined such a cruel murder happening at such a fun show. Would I call this fun? Why did the culprit commit such a barbaric act? Did they wish to see us panic?
no.
I don't think that was the sole motivation. There was some other reason for it. And that reason must be related to Himiko's magic show somehow.
I see.
So, that means the culprit knew of Himiko's trick and made use of it, yes? If that's true, did Himiko tell someone? Someone who thinks the trick is actual magic?
Well then.
That would really only be two people. Either Angie or Tenko.
But Tenko doesn't really believe it.
Maybe not, but she's certainly willing to go along with Himiko's beliefs.
Well, I don't know. It might be important to really look back at what Tenko was saying. I just really don't think that she would do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, even just ignoring the doing it period part, I don't think that Tenko would do it in such a way that would completely annihilate Himiko.
Yeah. No, right. I don't think so either for all the reasons you said. I'm just trying to list the possible people who that phrase might apply to.
Yeah, I know. Now, that part is true, that somebody knew about it and made use of it.
Yeah.
But I think what they knew about was how it actually worked.
Yeah.
And we don't know how that works. I could easily find out.
I have an idea, but I want to wait till we see more information.
Yeah, like I said, I could whip out Google and find out how water tank tricks work, and I'm sure that's how it works, but...
Let's just say if we find any sort of mirror in the tank, then my suspicion is probably correct.
Since the show was used, we must investigate the trick as well. Kyo murmured almost to himself, then walked to the back of the stage.
Is there anything to investigate backstage?
Yeah? We go everywhere? Let's follow him. We should investigate the entire area anyway.
Oh wow, I didn't think the first person we talked to would lead us to the next part.
Oh well, that's fine. We followed Kyo backstage.
Okay. Oh, well, there's a rope. Is there something here?
Are you an idiot?
Nah.
No. Let's decide that after we search it. Investigate anything that stands out. I'll stay here and supervise.
Well, let's start with the staircase. This staircase goes up to the top of the stage. At first glance, there's nothing particularly suspicious about it. We just have to know that it exists. There might be some trick to it, but only a magician would know. Now let's get on to the parts that make a difference. I want to look back that way, past Kaito's head. So how many people ran right past this puddle and rope?
Well, the only one that we saw run up on top of the tank was Gonta.
Well, I mean, Himiko too.
Yeah! Huh.
Because this would have already been there.
Right.
Surely she would have, well, I guess she was kind of halfway out of her mind.
I mean...
Let's look at the tank first. Okay, there's nothing strange about it from behind. Other than the large size, it's a normal tank.
I see.
All sides of the tank seem to be made of a special type of glass. I see no hidden doors. Very mysterious. How, I wonder, did Himiko escape from the tank?
Close up like this, it does seem like there's some weird divots in the side of the glass under the stairs. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
It could just be where the two panes of glass intersect with each other.
Yeah, this is something I really have no knowledge about. And I've always felt that I don't really want to find out too much about it.
Yeah, because it ruins the fun if you know how it all works.
It'd be different if I thought it was really, if I really cared about it, then I'd want to know. But anyway.
That's right.
Well, if we figured it out that easily, it wouldn't be a magic trick.
However...
I believe that if we figure out the route Himiko took to get out of the tank, we will discover how Ryoma got in the tank. That is true. There is a high probability that they used the same route. To reveal how Ryoma got into the tank, I need to reveal how Himiko managed to get out of it. Well, this puddle. There's a puddle right behind the staircase.
Whoever would have suspected a puddle by a large tank of water?
You know, did this come when Himiko escaped?
Or when Ryoma was put in?
Right. Without knowing the time of death, we couldn't say. This isn't a puddle from when we broke the tank. The floor around it is completely dry.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone who was wet was here, doing something. Like I just said, how can we tell where this could have come from?
Yeah.
That's true.
Changing wet clothes?
But
how would you get from the water tank to this space behind the staircase?
could it be...
Hey, did Himiko have wet clothes?
She didn't look wet when she popped out, no.
That could just be for effect, I guess.
Yeah. That's kind of why I didn't think it was that weird.
Yeah, I never would have thought about it, needing to make sure we hit all those details. Like, just seeing something be represented is fine. So I guess this could have been Himiko, but I guess it also could have been whoever put him in there. This may be a vital clue for understanding the underwater escape trick. Doesn't it seem that if we really just looked up how these tricks work, that we'd kind of be getting a head start on this case?
Yes, and so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's not entertaining or fun.
Now this is a pretty long rope. What was this used for? I estimate it is roughly 65 feet in length.
Good lord!
Huh?
You can tell just by looking at it?
But of course.
I am well versed in ropes. I once visited a village where their use was commonplace.
Don't say that within earshot of Miu, for the love of God.
When it was time for me to leave, the women of the village all begged me to stay. I find that deeply disturbing, but I have to focus on this investigation. We needn't think about this anymore. Anyway, what the heck is this rope? I understand that it is 65 feet long. Could it be related to the case?
Let me check my magic gate. Oh wow, we didn't get a truth bullet for it, so who knows?
I assume we didn't get a truth bullet because it is really important. Okay, there's still stuff to see here. Isn't that the window?
Yes.
Right? Maybe it's
Yeah.
not, but isn't it?
I'm almost 100% positive it is.
I don't know why it's all coiled up, but again, flinging somebody using the rope to get him to get the body through the window.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 65 feet long.
Oh,
Well,
it's definitely long enough to reach.
that's long enough to go down and up, however it is you want to rig it. Ah, okay. I guess we had to look at the stairs again to see that some places on the side are wet, which he thinks has something to do with the pump. Well, that's just about everything to do with the stage then, but I still don't know how the trick was performed.
Hey, so
How long are you gonna investigate here? We still gotta find the culprit, you know.
Are you an idiot?
Come on, let's go.
Kaito!
Wait up, Kaito! We have to make sure that... Well, Korekiyo, I guess I'm gonna leave this to you. If you figure this out, let us know.
Although there are many unknown variables, the first thing we need to make clear is, when was Ryoma murdered?
Can we even get that answered? If it's not yesterday during the meet and greet, then I don't know when it would be. But that's literally only just narrative analysis to make you come up with that.
He could have been murdered this morning before anyone even got to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the middle of the show, obviously.
No. He was already dead. You don't drown in like 30 seconds.
Right. The culprit knew how Himiko's trick worked and took advantage of it to kill Ryoma.
huh.
In other words, everyone watching the show isn't suspicious.
I mean, for one, you're making yourself look bad. But two, I don't think so. Not that I have any idea who to accuse.
Yeah, well, until we get these salient details, we can't remove anyone from suspicion, you know?
Yeah, like anybody at all.
But
Kaito, you didn't attend the show either, did you?
Well, that's...
No, but I'm still not suspicious. I forgot a promise, so I was just eating breakfast.
Of course!
You got it? I'm not suspicious!
oh dear.
I do not understand how that explanation is supposed to convince me.
Kibo does have a point.
Kibo being brutal over here.
I mean, I don't want to suspect him, but I mean, I kind of have to. He's sort of in the lead, to be honest. But we have no evidence to go on, so...
Hey, degenerate male!
If Himiko says it's magic, then it's magic! Got it? I'll use my Neo-Aikido to obliterate any degenerate male who bullies Himiko!
Nobody's bullying Himiko. If we don't understand the magic trick, how can we possibly survive the trial? Tenko, you don't believe it's magic. You just believe in Himiko. That's admirable.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you believe in Himiko less if you understand reality.
Yeah.
Himiko understands reality. Himiko knows that she used her stage magic, which she is very good at. She knows she did that. Maybe she doesn't want to admit it.
All right!
My first command to my new sidekick is to do all the work and I'll take all the
Listen
credit. We've
up.
already investigated this.
Okay, you bet. Well, how are you doing, Himiko?
Yeah, my magic was supposed to make everyone smile.
Maybe don't do a magic trick involving MF and piranhas.
Well, that wasn't her fault. Angie's the one who suggested that.
And she listened to it.
Himiko!
Don't worry, everyone is smiling.
Do not deny reality. I don't think any one of us can smile right now. Himiko, if it's all right, are you ready to talk about your underwater escape trick? We need to understand how your trick works if we're gonna solve this mystery.
What are you saying?
There's no trick to my underwater escape act. It was magic.
Okay, first of all, Tenko, shut up! Shut up! Now, Himiko,
Come on, man.
You're still saying that? Don't you understand the situation we're in?
Stop it.
No matter how much you guys threaten me, my answer won't change. It was magic.
Himiko, everything else can be magic. Just this one time, everyone's lives are on the line. Everything else can be magic if that really makes you happy, but just not this time.
Huh?
I'll protect you!
Okay, your time's up. The Q&A session is now over.
Shut up!
Hey-ya!
Unless you want to feel the full volcanic wrath of my Neo-Aikido.
Shut up! Nothing you do in this situation is going to help! I understand you care! Just stop!
Jeez.
Man, this guard is more strict than the security at idol events.
Okay, Tsumugi, what we're gonna need you to do is go over here, okay, and start stripping, and then that'll distract Tenko so we can get a hold of Himiko.
The things I do for the group.
Like I thought.
If Himiko doesn't tell us how the trick works, we won't know how Ryoma was killed, right? But with the way she is, how do we convince her?
Could it be?
Oh, what if
What if?
Ryoma was a former apprentice of Himiko's master and vowed revenge on him?
Was this the plot to one of those magician movies in the early 2000s? I saw them both, but I don't really remember.
And he murdered a lookalike of himself in order to sabotage her show.
Yeah, that The Apprentice? Is that what that movie
That
is?
sounds familiar, yeah.
Maybe not that. Did it have Edward Norton? Or is that somebody else? Anyway,
I don't remember enough of that, but that does sound familiar.
Anyway, I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's happened before, probably. Huh? Miyu, do you have anything positive to contribute to this investigation?
Well, let's find out later. That's right. We need to ask Angie about the stage.
Not that she's going to be any more forthcoming with answers.
She's going to be less cooperative than Himiko.
Angie!
Angie!
Shuichi!
I wanted to ask you some questions about the stage.
Yep, I was in charge of all the art. I even built and painted the stage.
Then,
And do you know anything about Himiko's trick? How it worked, perhaps?
Nope.
No, I don't know the trick. Himiko only said it was magic.
I see. I suppose she didn't tell Angie the secret either.
Ah, surprising. I kind of figured she would. I like to help as her assistant, you know?
Well, I guess she wouldn't say a darn thing, because then that would be denying that it was magic. By the way, you asked other people to help you with the preparations, right?
Yep.
Yep, we started the prep work yesterday. Lots of people helped out. Like when we were moving the heavy tank and the stairs from Himiko's research lab.
Yeah.
Me and Kibo helped with that. The tank had a pulley, but because it was so huge, it was still a lot of work.
The tank had a pulley, you say?
Ah, that
These-
rope, perhaps.
The same sort of pulley you might use to move a body from one location to another.
Yeah.
Right.
And I asked Kirumi to sew the curtains, because I hate sewing.
I guess you probably could have done it, but
Thanks, Bituatua.
So basically, it's all thanks to Atua that the show was a success.
you know, has it ever occurred to you that you can give all the credit to Atua as well as the people that did it?
I don't understand.
Nah.
No, it's because of all of us.
Who cares who did it? Was it really a success? By the way, were the piranhas your idea?
Because
On its own, the Underwater Escape Act is no different from a normal magic show.
So divine!
I thought it would make the show more exciting and divine if we used piranhas.
Atua has spoken.
That's what Atua told me.
So Atua gives you that kind of advice too, does he? And about the piranha tank and the timer, those were from Himiko's lab, correct?
Of course, of course!
Yep. According to the Piranha Tank's manual, it's synced up with the timer. Oh, deliberately meant to be used together.
Huh. And it came with a manual.
When the timer goes off, the bottom of the Piranha Tank will open automatically.
I see. That means that most of the equipment came from Himiko's lab. We'll definitely be in there to search it. That's for sure.
And then?
And right when we finish the prep work and we're about to take a break,
Yeah!
Gonta captured us, so we couldn't rehearse at all. Yeah!
Huh. I wonder if anything would have been different if they could have rehearsed.
Well, maybe Himiko wouldn't have been so nervous.
Jeez.
When Gonta let us go, it was already nighttime, so we couldn't go back to the gym.
You know,
Oh yeah, you can't enter the gym at nighttime.
Yup.
So we decided to come to the gym today, before the morning announcement.
Thank you.
Himiko and I were waiting for the gym to open. Oh, I was so relieved the set was intact.
Before the morning announcement. Nighttime is from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., meaning
Right.
7:30 a.m. is still
Yeah,
nighttime.
yeah.
So no one could have snuck into the gym before those two got there.
Ah!
What's up, Shuichi? Are you worried because of this confusing incident?
Yeah? Why would I not be?
But...
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Huh?
What?
Atua has spoken.
You have nothing to worry about.
Huh?
Nothing to worry about.
No.
Nothing can escape Atua's sight, not even the culprit.
Yeah!
Atua is truly a divine force to be reckoned with.
Angie is starting to sound more and more creepy.
Starting? I think she's been steadily advancing down that hill for a while now.
Alright.
Hey!
Hey, Flimwad! There's something I need you to tell me. Excuse me.
You.
Hey, she asked for one! That's not a very polite way to ask someone for something. Almost as if the characters in the game respond negatively to Miyu's constant insulting, as opposed to the other characters' abrasiveness in other games where they have not responded this way to. Almost as if they're actually bothered in this one, whereas they're just blowing off the other ones. Almost. What's that? Get off the soapbox? For today.
You know,
It's got nothing to do with the incident, but I heard Gonta captured you guys last night? The hell was all that about? I was running around, so I got no clue what happened. Oh, well, this is nice.
Well, don't be too positive. We don't see where the end result is.
I mean, it sounds like she's expressing concern, but
got it.
Oh yeah, tell me too. I was also running, so I still don't know what went on.
how did Miyu escape from Gonta? She's not strong enough to fight him.
Yeah, she probably talked to him for 2 seconds and he turned his face away in shame and embarrassment.
I don't think that Gonta could ever run at Miyu and grab her.
Yeah.
He would not be able to. He would run away.
Yeah.
why you?
Chop, chop, you slimy shit! Ah, I suppose you could say that Gonta was tricked into kidnapping us? The first ones to get captured were Kibo, Kyo, Tsumugi, Tenko, and myself. Himiko and Angie were brought in later. Kibo, Korekiyo, Tsumugi, Tenko, Shuichi, then Himiko and Angie right away.
Yep.
Kokichi was not there until he was. No, Kokichi was there immediately and then he left.
Yeah, he left when Himiko and Angie were brought in.
And Maki, Miyu, Kaito, of course,
Ryoma
and Ryoma were the ones who weren't there.
and Kirumi,
Yeah, and Kirumi. We assume Kirumi was in the gym.
right?
Huh?
From the gym, right?
Okay.
Exactly. What? Oh yeah, that's right. We were like, how did he not get Kirumi? But she said Kirumi told Gonta that she was busy.
Yeah.
Okay. He burst into the gym. Okay. And Kokichi left the room after, around 9 p.m. So they must have been brought in about 5 minutes before that.
If I remember correctly.
We were all forced to participate in Gonta's insect meet and greet.
Aw, foam.
We were freed about an hour into nighttime, around 11 p.m.
I see.
So from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., everyone there had an alibi.
We don't know for sure that it took place at this time.
But it's important to establish who was where when.
I just remember how it looked like in the first game, in Chapter 2, how we just jumped right all over Byakuya because his handiwork was all over moving the crime scene.
Uh-huh.
Then, in the second game, in Chapter 1, we jumped all over Nagito because it looked like we had all the reason to suspect that he really was going out there to stab somebody, which he was. I just refused to go, Kokichi wasn't there, so it was Kokichi. Of course, we're thinking about that.
Right.
But you're not gonna fool me again.
And then those people without an alibi are me, Kirumi, Maki, and Ryoma.
I see you've learned what an alibi is. Thanks to the previous incident. Was the word too big? What the fuck is this insect meet and greet bullshit?
Hey, Gonta! I found a new attendant!
Miu might really like it. I bet she'd love it. Miu, go be happy. Go be happy with Gonta and the insect meet and greet. Gonta!
Why?
By the way, Miu, how are you able to get away from Gonta?
A jetpack?
Gonta saw the fine arts
Yeah.
and proved his gentlemanness, so he had to run away before scary things happened.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I had to use my secret woman weapon, and let's just leave it at that.
Huh?
What, a taser?
Secret woman weapon?
Wait!
Hey, wait, what's a secret woman weapon?
It's not important.
I'm not going to engage. I almost did, decided not to.
It's not important. It's just not important.
Is she trying to laugh it off?
Come on, man.
Shuichi, let's just leave her be. Listening to her will just tire you out.
You're right.
You're right.
Perhaps it's better to get the truth out of her at the class trial. Is that, do we need to?
Yeah, is that, well, maybe it might be relevant? I don't know.
Okay, so if we really are gonna be focused all on that time period, I'm not jumping ahead by doing it. Not anymore. They were there for that long?
Jeez. Oh, how long was Shuichi unconscious before he woke up?
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe most of the time.
How can this be?
Gonta could have saved him. No, Gonta should have saved him.
He was already dead, Gonta.
What happened?
He's going to tell us something that we don't know because he saw the body before the piranhas were even dropped in.
Maybe. Gonta, what's wrong?
When piranhas attacked Ryoma, if Gonta had dived into Tang,
That's what I thought he was talking about. Yeah, it's bad, but he wouldn't have been killed by the piranhas. They're not like Looney Tunes, like do a whirlwind and devour somebody down to the bone in 5 seconds.
then Gonta could have helped Ryoma. But Gonta got scared. Too scared to do anything.
Gonta, idiot!
Sorry. Gonta really sorry.
Come on, man.
A man shouldn't apologize so easily. And even if you had jumped in, they just would have eaten you too.
Now, I don't know about that. A man shouldn't apologize so easily.
I think he's trying to pump up Gonta in the only way he knows how. Like, try and provide support.
Now, fair enough. I'm just saying that if you do something wrong, you ought to apologize.
But Gonta didn't do anything wrong.
That's true.
And that's how Kaito talks to people.
Okay, fair point. Fair enough.
That's true.
And from what I read in the Monokuma file, you couldn't have saved him anyway, Gonta.
Huh?
Huh? Really? Does it say that in the Monokuma file?
He was already dead.
You know,
You haven't even read the Monokuma file yet?
Gonta not smart.
No. Gonta not really understand it. Gonta not smart enough to be helped.
dumbass.
What are you talking about? If you've got time to apologize, you've got time to read the file. If you think you can't help, then work till you can. That's what you can do.
Well said.
You're right.
That's right, Gonta. You're a huge help. There's some information that only you know, after all.
Huh?
Information only Gonta know?
How did Miyu get away from you?
Oh, well, Gonta not want to talk about that.
Remember,
During the show, you went up on the stage? That was about 20 seconds before the piranhas dropped, right?
Yeah, because Gonta worry about Himiko.
could it be...
Did you see inside the tank? Did you see Himiko or Ryoma?
No.
No, Gonta see no one in tank. Gonta kind of surprised.
Huh. Even from the top of the tank, you can't see the things that are in it, huh? I mean, I was wondering if it was multiple chambers or something that kind of get swapped around somehow.
Well, the idea I had was an angled mirror in the water. If it's angled at the right point, then it just reflects an empty tank. And so that there would be some sort of place to hide or get out or some other access point. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Looking at it from the top, you presumably wouldn't see it that way.
You're right.
That's why I pointed this out. From the top, the only thing that's important for the audience to see is the sides of the tank.
Yeah.
But only the performer is going to see the top. And he did stop. That's probably because he didn't see anybody in there. What he was doing was running up to try and get in there and grab her.
Oh, you can't do that! We're still in the middle of the show! But if Gonta do nothing, Himiko get eaten by piranhas! Huh?
But you know,
But when the piranhas were dropped and the curtains opened, Ryoma was in the tank, right? Yeah, that right.
so...
Then when did Ryoma get in there? You didn't see it happen?
Now, we've been assuming that he had been in there the whole time since last night.
Yeah.
But is that really accurate? Well, if it's not, then like Himiko or Angie or Kirumi killed him, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you be in the water for all that time? Like 12 hours
Oh,
as a dead body without beginning to like...
probably not. Like putrefaction?
Yeah, does it? Don't drowning victims kind of like
Bloat.
really early and it's
Yeah.
like really, yeah.
It's really gross.
Because he would have had to have been in there for like 12 hours.
Yeah. It's possible that they timed dropping Ryoma's body in with the piranhas dropping, but I feel like that would be noticed, huh?
No, because Ryoma couldn't have been in the tank because the piranhas would have eaten him in the piranha tank.
Oh, yeah, no.
And everybody was standing here.
Yeah.
So you couldn't have yeeted him through the gym window in front of everybody
Yeah, exactly.
without
That's-
anybody noticing. That's not possible.
Yeah, that's what I was like pointing out. It's like it couldn't have been that.
Oh, going to see.
Gonta don't know. Everyone see Ryoma and tank when piranhas drop in. After that,
Sorry.
sorry, Gonta should have watched tank better.
dumbass.
Like I said, a man shouldn't apologize so easily. Yeah, you right.
You know,
But this is a problem. Now I'm even more stumped. Even if Himiko disappearing was part of the Underwater Escape Act, how did Ryoma get into the tank? Was that part of Himiko's trick?
I am positive that mystery will be an important point of this case. At present, with what we've got, there's really nothing we can say about any of it.
Yeah!
Hey,
I'm glad Himiko made this game more difficult. Now I won't be nearly as bored.
all right.
Time to work hard to solve this mystery. Get ready, culprit, cause here I come!
You know how you could really help Kokichi?
What is it? What is it? We squared?
Investigate the piranhas up close!
Investigate the piranhas? I don't need to!
Into the barrel with ye!
I know everything about piranhas because I have a tank too in my secret base!
Fair!
Do you want to come see?
No!
You can investigate them up close too! It'll be fun!
No, I'm fine!
What's that?
What's a vent?
Oh, I see. No, I wanted to back off because I still hadn't looked at the tank. Oh well, that's fine. How can I not look at that? Especially after the last chapter. You're telling me I'm not gonna look at a vent?
Oh, you can look at the closed curtain now.
Yeah.
All right.
My first command, you
Listen
know how
up.
it goes.
Okay, got it.
Make me look good.
Gee, looking at it from right here, it's not that much of a drop from...
Yeah.
I'm assuming the window is beyond that. Surely we're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
You were helping set up the show, right, Kirumi? Did you hear anything about the trick?
I do not agree.
No, I did not hear a word.
This isn't about whether you agree or not.
That's wrong.
Furthermore, my help consisted of sewing the banner and curtains.
You think so?
So I do not know the details of her trick. Will you stop that?
Okay,
Well,
I see. It's not like I'm challenging her or something. I just don't see much of a reason to do it, considering that, that's what we're for.
Yeah. Kirumi! Kaito!
This is the timer that was counting down the escape trick, and apparently it's connected to the piranha tank. I didn't realize it was also a timer to reveal Ryoma's body. I mean, that's how it essentially happened, yeah. When I stood on stage and looked up, the piranha tank was directly overhead. It was set up so that the bottom would open when the timer had reached 0. The bottom is open now, and the tank is empty. It doesn't look as though it has a lid. I can see the ceiling straight through.
Ah! It doesn't have a lid, you say?
And only the front side is glass. The other sides are made of wood. Does that matter?
That might.
I mean, obviously in 1 second we'll get to the no lid thing.
Yeah.
So the piranha tank had no lid, and only the front was made of glass.
Hey, so
Oh yeah, that tank was from Himiko's research lab.
Hey Kaito, you helped carry supplies for the show, right?
got it.
Yeah, me, Kibo, Himiko, and Angie. It was a lot of work. But I just helped carry it. I wonder how they hung it from there.
Yeah, how is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's
No.
just floating.
I assumed it was like bolted to the wall or something.
It was a heavy tank full of water and piranhas. It couldn't have been easy to lift.
What the hell?
The pulley.
No, why would you transport it full of water and piranhas? Why don't you transport it empty and then add the water and piranhas later, for God's sake?
That is.
It seems this is where the lighting batten for the gym is attached.
Kirumi.
It seems as if.
The control panel on the side of the stage allows you to raise and lower the batten.
I see.
It seems they lowered the batten, attached the piranha tank to it, then raised it again.
I'm not really sure what a batten is, but via context, I get the whole idea.
Yeah, I understand it too.
Yeah.
That was actually in, I think, the third case in chapter 3 in game 2, Danganronpa, like when they used the lowering of the lighting on the stage for like the double murder.
Okay, like I said, I just don't know the word batten.
The only batten I know is batten down the hatches.
Well, Billy, you're not a pirate.
Arr! We squared! Huh. I never knew light and battens were sturdy enough to lift a tank like that.
Did you say light and batten? Or light and batten? Yeah, whatever.
That is correct.
Since it was built to lift heavy objects, it is probably quite sturdy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, that answers the question here. Like, it is attached to the wall-ish.
Yeah.
Via mechanisms that already exist here. Okay, I don't know if the sides matter really at all, but about that lid.
Wait a minute. Damon, look at that box. What's hanging from the bottom of that box?
What, you mean the Piranha tank?
The Piranha tank, yes.
What's hanging from the bottom of the Piranha tank?
Those things on the side. That's the bottom of the tank, right?
Yeah.
There's no lid. Look straight down. What's that?
Oh, well, we can't look at it in any case, so I had.
Yeah.
That's why I was waiting until we looked at it from the front, which is when I assume we'll do this.
And it was in the Piranha tank. It would have kept Ryoma's body safe from the piranhas until it dropped.
Ah, if the mirror was in the tank, why would it drop a mirror?
Because it dropped with the piranhas and Ryoma.
What's the purpose of the mirror?
To keep people from seeing Ryoma from the front. All they'll see is a tank full of piranha. They won't see Ryoma's body in the tank.
But look at how it's shaped.
Yeah, it's shaped square, just like the box.
I know what you're trying to get at, okay? I am not sure that the mechanics line up. Perhaps I am wrong, okay? So now that I have said that, you have to take what I say seriously.
Yes.
Where in the tank was the mirror so that the mirror would block the body so that, yet the piranhas could be seen. And that means that when the thing opened, we would have also not noticed a giant heavy square falling out of it. Both of those things I am confused by. Now, again, I may lack information, and so my concerns may be wrong.
Well, no, you make a very good point. You think people would notice the giant piece of glass falling with everything else.
I could have bought Ryoma in there. We did even see a bit where like when they fell, you kind of wondered if there could have been like a body in there.
Yeah.
But how can you not notice this giant slab? And again, where would it have been in the tank?
It would have had to have been like in the middle of the tank with the piranhas on the front and Ryoma's body in the back. But you're right, I hadn't thought about the whole why didn't anyone notice a big piece of glass falling with everything else. Especially Gonta with his amazing vision.
Well, we'll take a look at it down there when we get to it. You may very well be right. It's just like I said, that gonna need some information.
Now about this closed curtain.
Why would that mirror be there? I guess they did transport it full of the water and the piranhas. I guess that would mean it would hide the mirror or something? That's why they had to transport it that way, but that's just strange. But then that means that somebody would have been able to like get the body from there and just plop it in right here instead of carry it all the way from the thingy. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying. There's a curtain covering it, but I believe there's a window on the other side.
What's the matter? You want to check that window out?
Okay.
Yeah, but...
Oh, it's too high up to reach, huh? Yeah, it is pretty high. Even higher than the Piranha tank.
Higher than the Piranha tank?
Yeah.
If only we had a rope, perhaps 65 feet long. That's right! There was a ladder next to the stage. I'll go get it.
That makes more sense than a 65-foot long rope. Kaito quickly headed off to the stage. He returned carrying the ladder that was set up beside the stage over his shoulder.
Hey, so...
But, shouldn't the sidekick be the one bringing the ladder?
Set up the ladder, Aniki.
Thank you.
Yeah, I suppose so. Thank you very much. After setting up the ladder on top of the stage, I climbed up the rungs.
And the music cut out.
You can just barely reach the window with this. And if you open the curtain... Oh, the window is open.
Aha!
Yeah, the window is open, to the surprise of nobody.
If the window's open, does that mean the culprit used it?
The culprit may have gone in and out through this window.
So what's on the other side of the window?
I can't see much, but I think it's the pool.
A pool, huh? I heard we had one here somewhere. All right, let's check it out later. The culprit probably went through there.
Oh, wait. What is this?
Yeah?
Yeah?
What's up?
Nothing. It just looks like marks on the window frame.
That's not nothing, dude!
The window frame has distinct abrasions, perhaps scratched by something, like a rope with weight.
Yeah.
Like if it really was used kind of like a pulley, you know, to like move the body from one place to another, then there'd be enough weight pushing against like a not super sturdy window frame.
Yeah.
Plausible anyway. This might be related to the case. I should remember it. I climbed down from the ladder to the stage.
Hey!
You done investigating the window? Now go put the ladder back.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Aniki.
Jeez.
Shouldn't the sidekick be doing this? I gotta do everything.
He complained, but he still put the ladder back for me. All right, I've investigated everything I want to on the stage, so forget it, I'm out.
Huh? We're all done here?
Okay.
Let's go!
Okay. Well, let's
Yeah.
get on with it. It's the large water tank from the escape trick. The glass is broken. It's in bad shape.
Come on, man.
Did you guys really need to break the glass? Everything's soaked now.
But
If we had left Ryoma's body there, we wouldn't have been able to investigate.
That's right.
And you can't just leave him there.
I guess it would have taken way too long to just empty the whole tank with a bucket.
Aniki, why are you an idiot?
okay.
It was a lot of cleanup, but at least we can investigate the tank now. There might be a clue around here. I should take a closer look.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we broke the glass, there isn't much of anything left in the tank. But I should investigate the area thoroughly. There's bound to be something. This also may have been in here from the beginning as part of the trick.
Yeah.
Instead of something that was dumped from there.
That's true.
That makes more sense to me, but I understand that saying that it was a mirror in there meant to keep the body separate and so you couldn't see it. I understand that what would lead to that.
Yeah.
Like what because you're saying if you could just put the body in there and not have it be seen and be eaten by piranhas,
Right.
then it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But when the thing dropped, and I'll play what it looked like right here.
Right.
When the piranhas dropped, it was like kind of heavy in a clump. There could have been a body there. Also, I hope these things are dead.
I agree.
It's a bucket full of piranhas.
That's not a bucket, sir. That's like an industrial garbage pail.
Gonta said that he picked up all the piranhas and put them here. I can't believe Gonta would do that with his bare hands. Oh, yes, I can.
When I think that Ryoma is inside their stomachs, I don't even feel like eating them.
Yes, you don't eat them after they have
Yeah.
eaten somebody. Otherwise, you get that awful scene from Metal Gear Solid 3, where if you kill a man where there are vultures, let the vulture eat his corpse. Then shoot the vulture and then eat the vulture. Later on, you will be haunted by a ghost saying, "You ate me! You ate me!" Don't do that. Also, don't eat piranhas. They don't taste good. We've been through this. You can eat piranhas in Metal Gear Solid 3 now that I think about it.
No, David. Every time Metal Gear Solid 3 comes up, you get distracted by food.
How does it taste? Yeah. Why would we even consider eating piranhas in the first place? Ah!
Only the strong can survive in this world that Atua has created.
Amen.
The least we can do is pray for Ryoma's soul so that he may enter Atua's kingdom.
Come on, man.
Can he really go there looking like this?
That's a very Japanese way of looking at it. Or maybe not Japanese, but like Asian, I suppose.
But...
Those piranhas sure were a miraculous mystery. Maybe Atua was behind those videos too.
What?
Does she mean the monocut? The
Yes,
cupheads?
no, I know exactly what she means. She's just ridiculously thoughtless. Like, if she doesn't think about it, she's just like, Atua did it.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
I noticed it right as the show started.
What are you talking about? I would like to know.
What a surprise!
I feel like there are more piranhas today than yesterday when we were preparing.
Huh? Where'd you get extra piranhas?
Well, if there was a mirror set up in the piranha tank, it would look like there were twice as many piranhas to the observer from the front.
Fair enough, but how would you not notice that the thing was obviously partitioned? Look, I remember looking at it. It looked really weird, and there was a weird visual distortion in the tank. I could see that, but how did they not notice there was a mirror in the middle of it when they were carrying it?
I actually thought about that, and instead of being straight up, what if it was angled 45 degrees with Ryoma's body hidden in the back part? So that,
Okay,
yeah.
I could buy that, but how come nobody noticed the giant frickin' mirror falling?
I don't know. I agree with you on that.
It's
I don't know.
Okay, everything about that mirror and the 45-degree angle, or not even 45, like all that is fine. All that makes sense, and it's even probable, okay? But it's not invisible. A falling giant pane of glass is not invisible.
I agree.
I'll jump on board with that theory all the way when I see how you make the pane of glass invisible.
No.
More piranhas? You don't just get more piranhas.
Huh?
What? Did they multiply overnight? Like gremlins? There's no way they can reproduce that fast.
No, they're not gremlins, and they weren't getting it on either.
But...
Well, I mean, maybe they were, but they weren't reproducing. Well, I mean, maybe they were, but you understand my point.
But compared to yesterday, the piranhas look super crammed into that tank.
Who was feeding the piranhas? We're gonna need to get to that.
I don't think anyone's going to explain that, Damon. Who's feeding the pigeons? I mean, you know.
Well, it's not relevant to the case, I guess. Is there another way to look at this, though? Huh. So they looked more crammed together.
Dear.
The water was too murky, so I couldn't tell how many more piranha there were.
Oh my!
But anyway, it was super crammed.
What a surprise!
Super crammed.
Never talk anymore. Just don't say anything else.
Okay, we get it.
More piranhas than yesterday. There might be something to that. Yeah, like, that makes sense. That there's something taking up the space in there. That's why they look crammed. And again, when the thing fell, it really seemed like it was a body that fell too.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not that there was a square... Why did I come here and make a truth bullet? But maybe that doesn't mean that there's a square mirror pane in there, you know?
Right.
That actually looks like they're crammed in there. The fragments of the broken glass water tank have been piled up. There's so many tiny pieces. Gonta and Tenko certainly didn't hold back when they threw Kibo at the glass. This kind of pisses me off that it's displayed so jokishly.
Yeah.
This is another one of those things, I've mentioned it before, we frequently get pushback when we talk about this, the way that there's a difference between what is represented to the player and what it is the characters are seeing.
Yeah.
Like, what the player sees, I don't believe is what the character sees.
Yes.
that explains the silliness of the executions, which cannot be taken literally. They cannot be.
Like, full stop?
People don't turn into butter when they spin around really fast.
Yeah.
Like, the entire thing of that happening, referencing an old story, is in itself symbolic. You can't say that it is symbolic and it is also literal.
Right. It's one or the other.
It can be real, but that doesn't necessarily mean literal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's a cartoon skeleton meant to make this not be so horrible. Okay? But that's not what the characters are seeing.
Yeah.
What the characters are seeing is that it's a skeleton. And like I said, I'm not criticizing the game design choice of this. I'm saying it pisses me off that it's a cartoon skeleton. Like,
Me too.
That makes me mad, which is a feeling it should evoke.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
Ryoma's body is nothing more than a stupid skeleton now. Not even a shadow of what he was.
What the heck is this? Hey, is this really Ryoma? I didn't see the moment it happened, so I can't believe it.
Don't think about it, okay?
Okay.
I'm certain of it. There can be no doubt.
Remember,
Everyone watching the show witnessed it. We saw Ryoma become nothing but bones.
Damn.
I can't believe he died in such a gruesome way.
well,
The water filled with blood so fast we didn't see the whole thing, thankfully. But this skeleton is unmistakably Ryoma's.
Jeez.
I know he wanted to die, but he didn't have to actually go and do it.
no.
No, I don't think that's right, Kaito. Ryoma wasn't trying to die. He said as much.
Yeah, like when Gonta was hunting for them, he was like, I can't believe that I was talking about dying and you're all like looking forward like this, and I want to live too.
Yeah, he was upset, but he kept kind of pulling himself back from the brink.
Yeah.
He was jealous of us, who wanted to live.
Huh?
Huh? What do you mean he was jealous?
I'm positive that Ryoma wanted to join us. That's why he needed a reason to live. So that he could have the same feelings we do. So that he could have that reason to keep going. We even talked about something like this, like, you have to find that reason.
Yeah.
And I don't like to beat a dead horse, but I just feel that some of the pushback that we get is often utterly, to be blunt, asinine and ridiculous, and failing to understand that we are in fact picking up what the game is straight up putting out.
Yeah.
And this is another one of those moments. These games aren't nihilistic.
No! Not at all!
And especially in the Danganronpa 2 days, there was a lot of arguments about the nihilism of it, and it just seemed like too many people in the audience, probably who aren't really here right now, I imagine they all hate us, thought the nihilism was the point.
Yeah.
Like, believed it.
They just didn't get it.
Anyway. To fight alongside us.
Then he was a real idiot. Who cares if you don't have a reason to live? Can't your reason for living be something simple like good food or your friends?
It's a start. That's a pretty good reason, too.
Damn.
Damn it! That idiot!
It would be kind of hard to believe that it's Kaito after hearing that.
Well, I'll tell you something. If it is Kaito, we are going to be livid.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Well, this is getting kind of a monster, and we know that we're not going to finish the investigation in one shot anyway, so we'll go ahead and end it here. Meh. Meh.